Thank you for joining this NACU Campus Card Program Highlight. I'm Joran Liston, Education Director for NACU, the National Association of Campus Card Users. Joining me today is Rosie Amos from the University of Calgary.
Thanks, Joran. So this is a campus program highlight on the University of Calgary and our UniCard program. My name's Rosie and I am the UniCard program manager here. So the University of Calgary is a relatively new university. We were founded in 1966, which means we just celebrated our 50th birthday, and we've come a long way in that short time. We are now the #6 top research university in Canada as far as research dollars go. And we also have a bunch of infrastructure which was built for the 1988 Olympics, which is still in use, including some of our residence buildings and also the Olympic speed skating oval, which was the first indoor speed skating oval in the world, and in its 30 years has had over 150 speed skating world records set there. Pretty cool. Academically, we have just over 32,436 students across 5 campuses. 4 of them are here in Calgary. We have one at a hospital for medicine. We have a veterinary facility, and we just actually had a ranch donated to us to help the vet med program. We have a downtown business campus, and we also have our main campus, which is where most of our research and studying goes on. As well, we have our 5th campus in Doha, Qatar, and that is a nursing program. To support the 32,000 students, we have about 5,000 staff and faculty. And here on our campus, UniCard falls within ancillary services. So the UniCard office runs out of one location. We're located conveniently near our dining center, which actually has hallways to all our residence buildings, and all of our buildings on campuses are connected by tunnels, which, when you get to a Calgary winter, can be super helpful and really helps us be accessible to all the students and staff. We run the office with 2 full-time front office staff, as well as myself, and 3 to 6 student staff. We mostly just use the students to cover sickness, vacation, and lunches. In our office, the main duties we handle are things like card issuing to everyone on campus, student, staff, faculty, contractor, even just community members who use the library or gym, they get their card from us too. We handle stored value accounts. We create, issue, and maintain meal plans. And we also do POS support for campus food services who use point of sales run by Blackboard through us. So as far as technology goes, you can see on the right here, here's a picture of one of our standard ID stations. We run Blackboard Transact. We use IDWorks 6.5 with a Canon camera and a data card CD800 to print cards. On the right-hand side of the screen, we have a homemade program called ID Card, and that's our middleware. So it looks at PeopleSoft, which is our ERP, gets people information. When we see that somebody's there and has an active affiliation, that throws the information to Blackboard, IDWorks, the library, Active Living, Electronic Access, Equitrack for printing, all over campus. When your card comes out, it comes out on a 3-track CR80 HICO Magstripe Prox card. So the services that the UniCard office provides, I did mention the stored value accounts, so we actually are connected very well with campus here. We mainly use a UniDollars fund, which you may spend anywhere on campus, and we also support food funds, which is an addition to the meal plan. The stored value accounts are used for all printing and copying on campus. It is the only way to pay for printing and copying, no coin-op at all. It's accepted at almost all vendors on campus, and I say almost because there are 2 exceptions. One is the campus pub. Don't really need students spending their money there. And the other one is a small convenience store. Other than that, every food vendor, we have a hairstylist, we have a pharmacy, we have a corner store in our campus hotel that sells little toiletries, foods, things like that. The library circulation desks, and the environmental design supply shop all take stored value on campus. We also look after the All You Care to Eat meal plan. This is actually new on our campus this year for the 2018 fall semester. We switched from a declining balance to a board plan. It was huge. We had to do a full renovation of our cafeteria facilities to provide enough seating, to increase the servery, to increase the kitchen, to be able to accommodate, well, we have 1,300 meal plans in use right now, assuming everyone's coming for most meals, that many people per day. So we do the administration of the program by building the plans in Blackboard. We also have to handle the piece in StarRes, where students are selecting their plan and making sure that it's showing the right plans to the right level of students. We also do point of sale administration, provisioning, and support. We have 22 NCR point of sales in use at this time. Exclusively Campus Food Services uses our registers. They're in use at the library circulation desks, and as I mentioned, the environmental design supply shop. That's where our architecture students buy balsa wood and styrofoam, everything they need to make their models. As well, we handle all the standalone terminals and transaction interfaces. So when I say standalone terminals, I mean the sidecar that goes next to somebody's point of sale. So we have A&W, a Carl's Jr., they use their own point of sales, and then they have a little VX520 or 4100 next to it handling the Unicard transactions. The transaction interface is so that somebody can use their point of sale and have it tie right into Blackboard. For example, Equitrack for printing, so anyone paying for printing and copying. Also, every staff member uses this because we use Swipe to release on all our printers. This was an initiative brought in by IT, and we have seen a huge savings in the number of paper and the number of abandoned jobs. So we're actually saving a lot of money, helping the environment, while being a little bit annoying to everybody and increasing their security. As well, the bookstore, they have a transaction interface so that students can pay for their books with their Unicards. So some recent successes we've seen with the program, like I mentioned, the board plan, there was the extensive renovation that we did during the summer only. So we took the current facility we were using, it closed at the end of term, and it opened up at the beginning of the next fall term. So we had under 4 months for that. During that time, we also had to build meal plans in Blackboard, learning how to do that with a ton of help from people on the listserv. We tested the meal plans, implemented the board plans, figured out how to set up the point of sale, and trained all the food services staff who needed to use it. Doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is. We also gained 14 vendors in the last year and a half through a partnership with the Students' Union. Our Students' Union does a deal with the university called a Quality Money Project, where areas on campus can apply to the Students' Union for money. Students' Union says, we'll give it to you under certain conditions. So we reduced our vendor fee. Students' Union gave us money so we could purchase hardware and get the networks installed. And then the vendors were able to come on and not feel like they were being punished for accepting the Unicard with a high transaction fee. We dropped it down to 3% for them. All the vendors have been really happy. The students are thrilled with the increase of choice. And now, when we say you can use your Unicard on campus, we don't really have to give a specific list of locations. We just say, go out, look for the Unicard accepted here sticker. They'll probably have one. The other big thing we've done is we completed NACU's Standards and Guidelines, or the SAGS course. This was a huge undertaking and a really, really worthwhile one. The great thing about this course is it kind of shows you where you're strong and where you could be stronger. So as long as you're willing to come into this course with an open mind, trying to collect documents and use it as a benchmark, rather than a grading system where you're falling down, you're going to get a lot out of it. Our future plans for the next few years mainly focus on automating processes to increase the administrative time to do better projects. We're currently working on an online photo upgrade. We do currently have an online photo submission form, but it's a web form. It works really well, but the administrative workload from it is quite large. And as you know, when do students submit things? The last minute. When do you have time? Not the last minute. So what we're doing is we're looking right now to pick an off-the-shelf product and install it this spring. Another thing we're looking to do is improve the link between StarRes and Blackboard Transact. These two softwares do work together, but at the moment some of the data in StarRes does not match up with what we have in Transact. So in order to get those two playing along, we need to clean up our act and get them communicating. That way when a student selects a meal plan, it just goes straight into Blackboard. It'll make our lives much easier, and it'll really improve the student experience. The other thing we're looking at doing is adding NFC. Since we're a prox for access and magstripe for financial to campus, we realized that with Blackboard, we could be using NFC and being in the future doing contactless transactions, adding a little bit more security to our access control. So that is a longer term goal as it involves getting multiple departments on board. But it's nice to keep things on the list, keep talking about them, because if you keep talking about them, they'll happen one day. Thank you for listening to my presentation. My name's Rosie, and this was my campus highlight for the University of Calgary.
Thank you, Rosie, and we hope all of you have enjoyed this initiative brought to you by the NACU Tech Research Committee.